fear that it's in the attempted murder realm at this point, according to, I know it is, but to have people validate that and say, this was attempted murder at the highest level possible, while trying to like play a game and make it look like lighter than it really was. We are so not kidding. So that would have played into it. There are people who can put through fear. So it's like, say you accelerated from calm to extremely anxious or angry within like 2 seconds. Then something else is going on. Like they can feed it with 50 million people. It's hard to explain. Other realms of people can actually affect you directly, invisibly. And there might be people in Philadelphia who have long since been wanting this to be exposed, and they don't know how to do it without putting their own lives in danger or having to experience what I experienced. So it's a very delicate operation, if you will. That's what I've been told. And I know it is, because we are so not kidding with how much fear they can put in a person. Like they can put in anger all of a sudden, and someone, you know, would be wondering like, why did my boyfriend flip out all of a sudden? Like, people get jealous or this, that, and the other, or whatever happens. But in general, people can sort of, handle it in a way that's not life-threatening, say. But unless you have certain people from certain realms who want to create a whole big drama or show, and maybe they just have murder ideations and stuff like that. These things happen. I think about the Olympic track star who wound up shooting his girlfriend and she wound up dead. He was the paraplegic who was allowed into the regular. Was there a price to pay for fighting for a position on the regular team? Now, some people would think the whole thing was fake. Like, there's no way you can have someone with this super fast, paraplegic special appendages racing against people with normal appendages. It's, one of these modern ones that look like big bouncy things. And clearly they would be able to potentially run faster, even though there are limitations with those prosthetics. But anyway, then he's in court having done, shot his girlfriend. She ends up dying because he thought someone was entering the house or something crazy. And I was like, I wonder if they're doing to him some of the stuff that they're doing to me. There were a bunch of people who wound up like in crazy news category. And I was like, I wonder if it's the same thing. Anyway, I just wondered, because it's like, whatever it is, it can drive someone totally up a wall, and it's bad. And what's worse is we are logical beings, and when you're highly educated or in the mass majority, you don't talk about, there are no ghosts. That's so silly, There are no, but whatever it is, these people would serve as ghosts with their capabilities. That's the best I can come up with based on my personal experience and what I've been told. Because it's like, what is it? Like, someone can do that? Like, what is that? I know I was shopping at the giant supermarket at 23rd and Arch the other day, and I was feeling good, happy as a clam. I stepped up to the self-register area and the register that I wanted to use, and all of a sudden it was like someone zapped me with anxiety. It's hard to explain. It came in all of a sudden. The excuse, they would try to hide behind, oh, well, maybe it's the registers and it's all this, digital stuff, it's all this electricity. I have a feeling that there are people, either certain people cause this in other people. They won't say what it is. So I am not told exactly what it is, but I know an external source caused it. So, like, you would know. You can tell. You can totally tell. It's frustrating. Do they have a stop sign? Okay. I can't, kayaks? No, thank you. never kayak unless you're highly experienced from childhood. That's what I would say. Honda CRV here, silver. I know they put kayaks here on purpose. Some people would make it seem like they're expert kayakers, and I guess, I guess if you live in an area where there's lots of outdoors. But I met some people, and there are certain activities that they would never do because of how invisible forces could maybe make you drown on a kayak. They have a list of things that they're like, you know what, I don't need to do that because I already know my life is in danger. Or people with a lot of money, they have a list of things they cannot do because they already know that somebody would probably prefer them dead or something. And kayaking is totally out. Those were large, like canoe-like kayaks. It's not those super skinny ones where you stick your legs and you're trapped all in that thing. I always wondered why people do that, because it's like flip back up already. But someone would have to be of a certain mindset and, dare I say, highly handled to do that with confidence. You don't see it as much, or I don't watch TV as much. But I'm wondering if there are, if they show kayakers a lot these days on TV for like Olympics or outdoor sports. Anyway, in the past, we would always see these people, and I'm like, who would do that? Trap their legs in it. But anyway, just saying, I had to learn that there are some families and some people who play a game with other people's lives because they're after money, is what someone told me. And it's like, well, don't you you can only get money if, say you pay into a life insurance policy for many, many years, then there's money to be gained, but otherwise, how would you get it? I guess you could marry somebody who already had money, and then, that person would love you so much they would already have you as the main beneficiary of all the assets. So these are for people with a decent amount of money. Never participate in dangerous things, because you never know who's out for blood and money. Bloodlust and money, right? But here comes the kayaker person again. Here they are. They're at the end. Should we wait to prove it? So, Ambrosia. This used to be a sandwich. It was Sandy's sandwich shop, and then they had that Hurricane Sandy. But now it's Ambrosia. So Evoke on the kayaks, adventure. I guess I'm calling them kayaks. They're a certain type of kayak. It's more like, whatever. I don't know much about, I know they're not total canoes, and they're not 100% tiny little kayaks that you see in the crazy extreme sport category. I consider it an extreme sport. If you go out there in the rapids. So, rapids in the Rockies, I guess. So this kind of reminds me of my grandfather on my dad's side. I never met him because I wasn't even my mom and dad were about to get married. They were in the phase of dating or just before marriage. And apparently my dad's dad committed suicide. I've had two different versions, but hanging came up, but I don't think it was hanging. For some reason, the big version that my mom had was death by asphyxiation, because maybe